hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. I love good day, good night, wherever you are, the very best. My name is Joy Ruffen, and I'm coming to you from the Sunshine State. And tonight, every Wednesday night, it's all about leading ladies, leaving legacies, living legacies. So, what does that mean? That means we're talking to female trailblazers. We're talking about agents of change, women who are heart centered leaders, cosmic healers, purpose driven. Some women incorporate all five, some have one or two, some have none, and they're in the process of. But they're all ladies, women who are about sharing their gifts, their talents, and the tools that they've learned over their lifetime with others. It's about inspiring, motivating, and doing all of that good stuff to bring others with them as they move onward. So tonight, my guest is Adaire Palmer. And Adaire is a lady who has mastered, and she'll tell you, I'm always in the process of, she'll tell you that right off the bat, but she's way beyond where I'm at, and I adore her because she knows her social media. She works predominantly in Facebook, with Facebook, but she knows them all. But we're going to be talking about social media tonight and how you can master it and how she might be able to help you. It's all about relationships. I could go on and on and on telling you a lot about Adaire Palmer, but I want to bring her up and I want her to say hello to you and I want to welcome her. Hello and welcome. So good to see you, Adaire.
Hello, Joy. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's just
my pleasure. You know, I think that no matter how proficient and efficient you are and how knowledgeable you are when it comes to social media and online marketing, most of us, especially us happy seniors like me, we're still learning. And yet there are others like you who are 20 light years younger than I, but you mastered it right away. So how did you do it? How did you get to loving and mastering social media, and how do you share with others? That's a loaded question, but you can take it from there.
It is totally loaded. But first, I'd like to say I don't think plus years on me. There is a bit of an echo here. I'll just turn my volume down a little bit.
Okay.
And Roz and Theoni and Cheryl are here with us. Hi, girls. How you going? Yeah, I'm sure you don't have 20 plus years. I'm a happy senior as well, and I love that term, happy senior. I think the thing, what we do when we get into business, and what I'm finding more and more, Joy, is when we do, it's like a third career. And for many women our age, we are just starting to wake up. We're just starting to, we've had careers, we've had our children, our families, and maybe we're coming into the grandparent phase. And this is how it is for me personally and other people that I connect with, other amazing women that I connect with, is we're just starting to wake up and see that there is a whole new world out there that we can claim as our own in a way that's empowering for ourselves and for others. And social media, particularly Facebook, is a brilliant platform for us to reach out and connect with others and help empower and do exactly what you're doing.
I love the way you put that, Adaire, because that awakening, we're always awakening to something. And those of us who have this, you have it, I know, and many of the ladies who've joined us here tonight, because I've had a little bit of dialogue here and there, that insatiable curiosity of wanting to know. And once you know, to share that knowing with others, there is that hunger inside to do that. And that's why this empowering, which is an overused buzzword, but one that's so meaningful for those of us who are in this realm as far as life skills and life knowing, it's really, really important. But yet some people master it like you did, my friend, much quicker than those like myself. Let's be real now. Sometimes I think like anything else, you have to have an innate knack or knowing for it. So tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you came into social media and how you were able to grasp it so quickly.
Well, first I'd like to say that I'm not a marketer. Now what I find, the echo, which is, if it goes. Now, not being a marketer, and I think people who come into this space and they go, oh my God, I'm so passionate about what I do, but I don't know how to do it. And when we hook into these courses and we do these things, it's all for marketers on social media. It's all about how we market and market ourselves. But when I started, I was passionate about being a hypnotherapist and helping other people. And I'm a actually qualified hypnotherapist and neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner. And before that, I was in corporate world. And before that, I was in community services. So I've had quite an eclectic career, and I've done quite a few different things, which has been amazing. Alfredo, sorry, the guys are in the chat too. You can be honorary leading guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, my. So in terms of how I came onto this platform, and Sharon's here, Shaz from Body Sense. How you doing, Sharon? Great to see you here. Thanks for joining. So it might look like it's been easy. It's easy for me now, but it's like riding a bike. You know, I remember when I was about 5 or 6 and we had this bike. It was a big 28-inch wheel bike, and the bike was bigger than I was, and I had to stand up to pedal. And I remember going down the road like this and falling off and falling over. And I do remember stubbing my toe and getting off of that thing. And I reckon I tried to kick it and hurt my toe even more. And I got really angry and frustrated with it. But I knew that I would never learn to ride the bike unless I actually got back on there and kept riding it and kept doing it. And no matter how many times I fell off. And that memory is coming back very, very clearly to me now. And that stubbing my toe thing was a big...
I get that.
It's a great analogy because it's not something that it just comes naturally. And I don't think it comes naturally to people who are maybe baby boomers and Gen Xers, Gen Ys, maybe Gen Ys, but the millennials, they were born internet ready.
Yes.
They don't know anything else. My grandson is 18 months old. He knows how to unlock his mum's phone. He knows how to get to his favorite app. These kids are going to grow up like it's their bread and butter. For us, it's like riding a bike.
Yes, I hear you're saying and sharing so much there. One of the things that you said about your grandson, I volunteer in the nursery, and I say these babies, they come out of the womb knowing technology. And that's been proven over and over, because before they can do anything, they grab the phone and they go. But Adaire, you said something that's very meaningful and impactful here, because so many people are online, and you said it's not about marketing for you. It's about promoting and assisting others to learn and master the art of working online, understanding and learning about social media. And I think that's where most of us need to start, because you see, and I see so many people on social media who don't know how to use it. And they're constantly selling, and nobody wants to be sold to. So speak to that a wee bit more. That's really profound in my mind.
Yeah. And I think that's a really, really great, a very important point to make, Joy, because if we go out there selling, it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. And it's about giving value. And giving value doesn't mean giving a percentage off of your services. And I think that's something that people do get a little bit confused about. But I think really giving value, as it's coming clearer to me, is about giving of yourself.
Yes.
People come to platforms like Facebook. We don't come here to be sold to. If we come here to get a percentage off or a special, we might, if we're already engaged and involved with a group of people or someone that we follow. But if we're just starting out, people need to get to know you. And people get this is really the critical thing. I see you were going to make a point there, Joe.
Yes, I want to make a point, because I know that we're on the same page in many ways. We might be reading different books, but we're on the way to reading that book. And that is that I've heard you say, and I've heard others say it, and we know of people who are, their whole entire social media outlook is based on this. It's about building relationships, networking, which we now label as net friending, getting to know people, which is what you said in another fashion. So it's about people. People want to know you, and you want to get to know them. And then you share your knowledge and your gifts and your skills. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And I came from an environment where knowledge was power. And I heard that bandied around.
Yes.
And if you had the information, you had the knowledge, you had the power, which meant that you don't share it. So coming into this environment where it's a mindset change is required, especially for people who are coming out of corporate or government or any of the institutions, education, any of those institutionalized settings.
Mm-hmm.
What we have now is a completely different environment where we operate. And it is about the mindset, which is really important, about making the pie bigger, because we're used to working with a finite pie where if I get this slice of pie, that means you can't have it. There's less for you. So in terms of the mindset, and I'm not quite sure that I'm addressing your point, but the mindset is really about making the pie bigger and thinking from a term of from a place of abundance, and that there is enough to go around. There is more than enough to go around. And when we think around those terms and along those lines, what we'll find is the competition just fades away, because it's not a competition. There's no competition. And what we are, when we're creating, like you and I at the moment, we're co-creating. We're co-creating information. We're connecting with people. Yep. She's got, yes, Joy.
I think what's happened, Adaire, is that you froze. I don't know what happened there, but I think you froze, and I don't know why. But I think you're back now. Or can you hear on this end?
I can hear you fine, and it seems
Okay.
from my end that
I can hear you, and I can also pick up a little bit of an echo there. So I don't know what that is, but I did hear what you said, and this whole point about building relationships and getting to know people. My next question for you was going to be, and I know that you've already addressed it, but maybe we can delve a bit deeper, because what I'm hearing from you in this building of relationships and connecting with people, you want them to connect and get to know you and you to know them, but you want them to walk away from you with value. I heard you say that earlier.
Yeah. Yes. And I think, and the value is feeling like they've been heard, that you're focused on that person rather than on yourself. So it's not necessarily, in the first instance, it's not necessarily about, hey, I'm going to sell you a product or I'm going to sell you a service. It's about getting people to feel like that they are valued because you're valuing them. So it goes back to some basic video. Alfredo's saying the video is frozen.
Yes, I was about to say.
I'll pop out and then come back in. Shall I refresh?
All right. You know how to refresh and come back, and I'll just hold the fort until you do. I'm seeing that Alfredo and Theone both are saying that you froze, and that happens from time to time. Don't you love technology? Indeed, we do. One of the things that I'm going to ask Adaire when she comes back, because as all of you out there in this audience, and by the way, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. We always love seeing you. I have a new name. It's called The Loyal and the Faithful, because Alfredo, I'm so glad. I thought we were connected, and now I find out that we are not, but we are now. Good morning, Glenn. Good afternoon. I don't know the time frame, and this global thing can kind of make you really think more deeply than you usually do. She's back now, so I'm going to bring her up and see if we can get the volume. Let's see what happens. And maybe there you are. Let's see what happens now. I don't know if the earbuds are going to help any, but let's see what happens now. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
I can hear you fine. Nothing like refresh.
It's good to refresh from time to time. There's always a first, and they say first are good. Sometimes I wonder about that, but anyway, here we are.
We do what we call, I think Molly Mahoney said it, we do LOL, learning out loud.
I like that.
And I've got a term that I go hashtag, oh, hang on, here we go. Hashtag together we learn.
And are there light bulbs in there that light up?
Yeah.
It looks, that's so cute.
Flash. Hang on.
Adorable. That's adorable. Adaire, we talk about more about how we inspire, enlighten, and motivate people here on the show, especially women. Even though Alfredo, my heart just glows each time you show up because we do have men from time to time. I'm delighted that you're here because this is for everyone. I just happen to have the word lady in there because I'm gung ho about ladies. But Adaire, I wanted to ask you. We don't talk about so much the services that we offer, and yet I want you to speak to a little bit about how you support and help others who come to you not knowing much about social media. What are some of the ways and the programs that you offer? Because I know that there will be people who will be watching maybe the replay after the fact who will want to know more about how they can gain more awareness and insight with social media. I was one of those, so I know how patient and caring you are and how much value means to you. So I'd like for you to share a little bit about some of the services that you offer. We're not promoting and selling, but I want those who are interested to get a little bit more about how you offer your services.
Okay, so the one-to-one coaching is, and I only take a few clients at a time.
Okay.
And the main one that I have is a group that I run on Facebook called Facebook Code Breakers. So that group is we're live in there every week and visit the group daily, and people ask questions. So it's a group learning environment where there's modules put up, and that's a subscription, monthly subscription. There are other courses that I run online, but they're the two main ones that I do. And so people, one's sort of a higher end, and the group coaching is the group monthly subscription or annual subscription that people can come into. And so I love that environment though, because the group environment is where we get together, we can network and we can learn, or net friend.
Yes.
I do want to, can I give a shout out to April and Roy?
Absolutely, please do.
Net friending leads to brand championing. Yes. This is something that we really do hold dear to our hearts. When I first met April and Roy, it was about a year ago, and I was up in Queensland with my daughter, and they happened to pop on, and I just saw them. And then Roy did the whole unpacking me in front of my back.
Yes.
Scared that heck out of me. But I kept coming back for more. And I love the concept of net friending. And Fiona and I are ambassadors for net friending in Australia, and we're bringing that concept down under. So this is what I think is something. Fiona's saying, the first time that we can connect was at a networking event. The second event I presented about Facebook, and then we talked about avatars. Oh, Fiona, thank you. I'm not even paying her to say that.
Well, I'm chuckling here because you said Roy especially helped you to unpack. I started initially and came aboard with Roy in April, and I adore both of them because they're so helpful, and all they want to do is serve and help you to rise to be the best that you can be. And Roy and April were the first people to introduce me to the net friending way of doing, and that is the only way, and brand championing others. So I'm glad that you brought them up. I don't bring them up often enough, and I hope that they forgive me for that, because I'm truly a champion of what they're about and what they're doing. Now, you had mentioned that you have these services that you offer, and when people walk away from you, I already mentioned value, but what do you want people who come to you and work with you, what do you want them to walk away from you knowing and saying about the services that you're offering?
Well, I want them to say that they've grown their businesses, that they've attracted clients, that they've set up the systems in their Facebook, that they're confident doing live broadcasts, that they've been able to finagle everything together. There's a lot of moving parts to this, as you know, Joy.
Believe me. Woo. How many times have I said to you, if I had known, I would not have continued onward, but I know now and I still continue on.
Well, what they say, if it's not a challenge, it's not worthwhile. So
yes, exactly.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
There is a lot of truth to that. When it comes, what is for you, and this is, well, I won't qualify. What is the most difficult part of your business when you're building relationships and connecting with people? Now, we are global now, meaning you're there in Australia, one of my favorite countries in the whole world, and I'm here in the United States, the US of A. We're global. We are just global. This is one of the things that you and I both and everyone loves about Be Live, Facebook, and everything else. But what is one of the most difficult tasks and parts of the work that you do that you encounter when you're building relationships and working with people? That's not an easy question, but you can handle it.
That's totally loaded. I think the first thing is that people come with their own preconceived ideas about what they think that they want or what they need.
Yes.
And saying, and I'll give you an example. I had someone approach me the other day and said, can you teach me chatbots?
Yes.
And I want an hour's coaching. I think that's all I'll need. And for me, I think the difficult thing is having an appreciation or trying to convey the understanding that the level of education and knowledge that I've invested in myself so I can serve other people is actually properly conveying that. Because, you know, it's like all those years that you've spent understanding personal style and branding and your, you know, the clothes and the body shapes and all that sort of stuff. If someone said, Joy, you know, can I have an hour of your time and you can just tell me everything you know? It'd be like, well, seriously? Come on. So I think that is, and it's a real lesson to me as well, because what that means is if I see that, it means that I'm perhaps failing to appreciate the level of investment that other people put into themselves about what their speciality is.
Ah, I like that.
And yeah, so it's about sort of saying, if you can understand that and you can really appreciate the depth and the investment that these people do put into themselves, then that starts coming back in return. But it's been a learning process. It really has. And the other thing is ego.
Woo!
Leaving your ego at the door is really, really important. And when I do feel it regularly, I feel you know, no one's perfect. And sometimes I see what other people are doing and I start going, oh my God, I should be doing that, or how can, you know, I could do that better, or whatever. And then I have to actually talk myself down, because in that space, you're not able to connect in an authentic, genuine way. So Fiona's telling me I have an echo again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
let me while you're I'm not hearing it on this end, but I guess she's getting it. One of the things that you mentioned, if you can still hear me, Adaire, is something that's for me new, and it seems to be mushrooming all over the internet now, and that's bots. Bots are just coming into every and all things that are involved with online marketing. And I know that you're excited about them. Tell us a little bit about why you're loving the bots so much.
The bots are I think they're the most amazing way that we have at our disposal right now to connect and communicate with those people that we want to add value to. And there's a real fine line between annoying people and connecting with people. And I think because we're the early adopters. I was reading The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
Well, I didn't actually read it. It's on my Audible. When I was walking the other day, I was listening to it, and he says you've got the innovators and the early adopters. Well, we are there. We're right out on the leading edge. We've got this stuff. There's less than 1% of people actually have bots installed. But we are also what he calls the sneezers.
I haven't heard that expression. Okay.
The sneezers. He said, you want to find a few sneezers that will sneeze your stuff everywhere.
That's a good one. I like it. Sneezers.
And
I even like the name Sneezers.
Sneezers. Go find your sneezers. So, Joy, I'll be your sneezer. I'll sneeze your stuff everywhere.
I need a sneezer. That's funny. Alfredo says he hasn't programmed bots yet. He hasn't got up to that speed yet.
You don't, yeah, and you don't have to program bots. That's the beautiful thing about it, because it's so. It's like you don't need to be a programmer. You just need to learn to use the platform. The programming's already done. It's a matter of working out which. The same as coming on Facebook. You go onto Facebook, you click the home button, you know that you get the news feed. You click the messenger button, you know that you get your messages. You click your profile, you know you get your profile. It's the same with any platform. You don't have to actually go in and do any programming. It's just a matter of going, if I click on this, if I click on broadcast, it means I can send out a broadcast. If I click on this one, it means I can do this thing with it. So it's not convoluted, but it is a process. It is convoluted when you want to put it all together in terms of it's complex.
Well, the principle with my limited awareness and knowing is that it is ultimately, once it's done, to save you time and to keep your connections flowing and fluid. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a great way to keep in touch. It's not for selling. And for an example of that is I programmed my bot to send out to my subscriber list this morning that we were going live because of something that I thought would be of interest to the people that are on my subscriber list. So we've got a few guys here that have picked that up and clicked on the link, and they've said, oh, I'll pop over and say hello to Joy, meet Joy. Sharon, that's gorgeous. Because to you. And that's exactly the same. Sharon, if you could teach me in an hour everything you know about massage, like it really is, you know, it's crazy.
Well, you use one of my favorite words of late, because crazy for me is good. I don't run away from crazy. You have to have a little bit of crazy in you, I think.
Yeah.
This online marketing, this online, whatever you're doing online, it's a new frontier. And so when I meet and encounter women like you who are more knowing than I, and others who want to come in and embrace it, I say, come on and let's get to know each other. So the net friending and the networking, whichever term you choose to use, I'm all for that. And that's how we met. And so I'm grateful for that. Is there anything, Adaire, that, by the way, let me share with you and the audience, all of your social media links, all of your data that you sent me, your bio will go up on Joy's TV. And so when people come to look, they'll be able to see, and you'll get the link, and you'll be able to use this wherever you like, and you'll be able to promote or do whatever you want to with it. But with that said, everything that you shared and your link of your website and how to get to you, all of that will go up, because this time goes so quickly. So the question being, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to be asked of me or to share with the audience? The floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay. Well, just be careful what you say, Joy. I just wanted to acknowledge Alfredo, and he's just saying the reason I don't program bots is because Facebook can change their access really quickly if security becomes an issue. And Alfredo, they have done that in the past. They've actually stopped and said, Cheryl knows what a bot is. That's awesome. It should have been the first question. What the hell's a bot? So Alfredo, you can use bots and please, and build your subscriber list. But that one of the key things is, it's easy to get people into your bot and into your chat bot, and then get them across to your mailing list. So it's not the only thing to do. There's a whole multitude of things that you can do. But with your bot, you can use it in 12 different areas. I've done a model of where you can actually use your chat bot in 12 different areas on the internet to funnel people into your bot. And from there, you can nurture them and send them to your mailing list, and you can do it. It's not a linear path, but yes, Alfredo, I understand that the security issues, but we are here on Facebook. Facebook could shut us down at any moment. We are on rented land.
Absolutely.
So the key thing is to connect with people, engage with people, add value. When you get them into your echo chamber, then try and get them to your own real estate, which is your own mailing list.
Yes.
So that's critical. The other one I want to acknowledge is Peter. Peter Crotty. He's saying, I'm coming across very well. Keep up the great work. Peter started me on this path. He's a fellow hypnotherapist that asked me how I was able to attract clients using Facebook, and I said I'd teach him. And so he came and sat at my dining room table for Friday morning once a fortnight, and I was teaching him from scratch, and I figured if I could teach one, I could teach two, and I capped it at 6 because our dining room table wasn't that big.
Listen, the time just flies by, and I say that every week, and that's a good thing. I don't knock that saying anymore. But before we say so long for now, what's coming up for you? What do you have in the hopper? What's in the plans that you want to share with us before you say so long for now? And then I'll put you on the side, and I want you to wait there for me just a second before I say goodbye. But share with us anything that you wish to that's coming up for you soon.
Well, we have got a couple of really big things coming up. The first is on Saturday night, where the ticket sales are closed for this, but I do a lot of work with charities. And we are having a Rotary Romac touchdown with Mark Holden. So for those of you in South Australia, you will know, I know some of the people here have got your tickets. That is at Tea Tree Gully Golf Club, and starring Mark Holden, a pop icon from the 70s and judge from Australian Idol. I'm working with him. We've got a soul and funk night coming up on the only 15th of September for Kidney Transplant Diabetes Research Australia. So that's at the Naval and Military Club. So that's happening as well. We're about to launch the tickets for that. And for my social media with Adaire. So we do this. It's not just me on social media. It's like I do my business, but we also do a lot of work for charity, and we like to help get charities and not-for-profits exposed as well on social media. But for me, I've got a big course launching in November. It's called Facebook Live, and that's where we finagle Facebook, Be Live TV, and ManyChat together to create a power tool for your business. So if you want to, keep in touch with me, connect with me wherever you see the links, and ask me some questions about Facebook Live or any of the other events that we're planning. Lots of stuff happening. Yay!
Adaire, you are truly the new age Wonder Woman. I tell you, I think I have a lot of energy, but I think you surpassed me, but that's okay. I like to rise, so it's good. I thank you for being here. The time flies, yet you gave us a lot of good information. All of your links will go up so that people can contact you and get in touch with you. It seems like you've got a lot of things in the hopper, and we all want to know about them. And I know you'll keep us all abreast, and we'll put the links up. I'm going to put you to the side for just a moment, and thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in today. It's awesome. Thank you.
All righty. Listen, I don't know where the time goes. I say that every week. I could get a recording, but it goes fast because the ladies that I bring on, they're so full of good information. They're so eager to share and happy to share. And that's what this program, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, is all about. It's not about the ladies who come here. It's not about me. It's about giving out what they can to share with you. So need I say thank you for being here. It's always good to see you here. I'm going to be away for almost 3 weeks, but I have 2 different ladies coming in who are going to be doing the shows. They're going to be doing what they want to do. I hope you'll come about, you'll stay tuned, you'll touch base with them and see what they're doing, and then look forward to seeing me, as I will you, when I return around mid-September. Until then, my friends, you be well, take care of you, do the best that you can, because it's only then that you're able to serve and to be of service to others. You have a grand week, a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So long for now. Cheers.